loop it and then start playing another one and loop it. And he'd have like 5 or 6 instruments going. Just both of his parents worked at, they were teachers at music schools and stuff like that. So he grew up just having every instrument around him his whole life. Yeah, super duper talented young man. What's his name again?
Jacob Collier. He was doing this thing where he was saying, when I was young, I used to do this exercise, and he takes his hand on a fucking table and starts doing rhythms with each finger. And so, like, his thumb's doing 4/4, his first finger's doing 5/4, 6/8, 3/2. It's like, what? What the fuck are you? What? I can't do that on drums with all my body and work, let alone trying to do that with my fingers and keep it and ending all in the right stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Jacob Pollard, very talented.
My bad. I didn't know it was going to break us. I never even thought about it.
Well, I restarted
doing stuff all this time, so I never thought about it.
I did restart the YouTubes, so we'll see. Even if it's only for the next 20 minutes.
Right, what time is it? Oh, yeah, so, oh, well.
But I see people rolling into the chat room now.
Okay, good deal.
You guys are awesome.
I'm not, I suck.
You don't suck. Oh, how are the kittens doing, Walter? How is,
YouTube is lame. They're fine, as far as I know. I haven't gone looking for them because, she's already under enough duress.
Yeah, no, have you been seeing that other cat come back?
I haven't seen another cat in there. Yeah, well, good. I knew from the fact that all the other kittens made it through last time and they were outside, I knew she was, able to handle her. Hell, that's why we had to kick her out of the house in the first place, was she was trying to kill everybody in the fucking house, so... And she definitely don't take no shit and hands out plenty of it when she needs to. And that's what I heard happening that morning when I went in there to go whatever I was doing during break, getting coffee, something. And suddenly the world's on fire outside. Like, so I go out there and this other cat is literally trying to claw his way through a glass window because he can't fucking get away from her fast enough. So I snatched him off of that window and threw him out the fucking door while he's hissing and pissing at me. So yeah, she don't play. I was worried about the fact that the washer and dryer are about 3 feet from where she's at over in that little corner with the boxes and stuff. And that at times when there's like towels or sheets in there and it gets off, it starts knocking and making all kind of hellacious noise till you go in there and stop it and kind of rebalance it. And yeah, I had to do some stuff last night.
Shovel's still over there?
It is. I'll see it every other time I dig around that little area. I see it and think about you. Oh yeah, it's in a safe spot. I keep telling myself I need to put it in the back of the car, and I'm like, well, then it's like it's mine, and it ain't mine. That's still Zack's. He's gonna come back and get it.
Yeah, dude, that's your shovel now.
Yeah.
When I leave stuff places, it was for a reason,
I got
whether
you.
I'm meant to do it or not.
Yeah. And I have used it out in the yard a time or two when I needed to.
Nice little compact shovel. Breaks down. Fit right in the back of my bug out bag. It unfolds, and yeah, I love that little thing. I even got a manual that teaches you how to use it as a weapon.
I had a drill instructor.
Oh
yeah, my heavy drill instructor was claimed he had 3 confirmed kills in Iraq with his.
Yeah, they're no joke.
Heavy is the dick. They like to play good cop, bad cop. You get 3 drill instructors, and then you have a 4th senior drill instructor. And it's usually the 3 drill instructors are dicks to varying degrees. And then the nice guy is always going to be 90% of the times the senior drill instructor to come in and take the pressure off of you guys from having to keep those drill instructors in check. And that's they play that good cop, bad cop pretty well. But yeah, the biggest dick drill instructor, the heavy, was a Iraq vet who had just recently come back and said that he'd had 3 confirmed kills. And this was in 97, so he said he'd already been over there killing in the sand. Who knows?
With a shovel, man. That's
That's hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching old documentaries and war stories on these old guys from Civil War and Andrew Jackson times and stuff like that. Dude, if these stories are even half true, these guys were like tough as nails, man. Like iron coffin nails. These guys were just like, okay. That bullet's just going to stay there for the rest of my life.
Well, Caleb in chat says he got at least 3 acorn kills. So.
Yeah, me and Cami figured it out. It's the squirrels. The squirrels are the ones. It wasn't just an acorn falling. It was thrown by a squirrel. That was planned. Well, they're starting their attack.
Most people don't know that there's a elite squad of law enforcement. They come from a spiritual background, really. And they started off as monks, but they then graduated to the California Highway Patrol. And, well, they call them chipmunks, but they're pretty vicious, and they can be throwing acorns sometimes too. So always beware the chipmunks.
I was waiting. I knew we were headed somewhere. I was waiting. Oh, that was epic.
Either that or an Eric Estrada joke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. Yep. Sun's coming around. I don't see it, but it's lighting up the clouds. It's going to be a real cloudy day today. We had overcast all day yesterday, and it looks like it's supposed to be all day today, which is good. We planted peas Monday. I mean, you can't really beat rain on Tuesday and Wednesday after that. Pretty much perfect. Thank you. There.
Right.
Much appreciated. I asked for it, I never pray for it, but I'll ask. If you got the extra liquid up there, could you drop a little my way? Never hurts to ask, right?
I want to give a big shout out to Tanya D, or Tanya.
Right?
Probably Tanya. Tanya D.
Yeah, once Tanya Tucker messed that up, everybody, there's not too many.
Man, an acorn a day keeps the cops away. I love it.
Her cover of Tennessee Flat Top Box was probably one of my favorites.
Oh my God, it's been a minute.
And a big shout out to Logan Cook, who is the newest producer over there on Patreon, the newest patron over there. Shout out to Logan Cook. We will definitely get your song request in on Friday. That's one of those bands.
Thank you, sir.
Your request is from a group that I've not yet chosen to play on here. It can get a little intense sometimes, and I wasn't sure how well it would have gone over. So I just sort of kept that in my back pocket. But since I see you request it, well, then I'm obligated and excited to play a little.
Nice. I'm glad that worked out.
Jedi Mind Tricks, Army of the Pharaohs. We'll get into some stuff. I know Billy Ray Valentine is a huge AOTP fan, huge fan of Jedi Mind Tricks, and a big fan of Vinny Paz himself. In fact, that's one of the common grounds that Billy Ray Valentine and I share is our admiration of Vinny Paz and Jedi Mind Tricks. So the plan always was, since before the inception of Free World FM, and even up to the last time I spoke to Billy Ray, was to get Vinny Paz from Jedi Mind Tricks interviewed here on freeworld.fm, probably on one of Billy Ray's shows. So we'll see. I haven't spoken to Billy Ray in a hot minute, but I'm sure that is still something that he'd be amenable to. But shout out to Logan. Anybody that would love to get your song requests, head on over to Patreon, and become a patron. And paid members, I believe, will get access to a group chat for the song requests. You can just throw it in there. And I do see Liz in there with Liz made a request, and then she shared others' requests. So it's not that I'm ignoring the others' requests. I'm just giving priority to Liz's requests specifically, and then those requests from the other patrons. And then after those, I will then get into the requested requests. But we've got about 13 minutes here till we hit the top of the hour and the end of the Ironworks here on freeworld.fm. And what a Wednesday it has
been. Yeah, it's been a minute since we got kicked off midstream. My bad.
I had a sneaking suspicion because I was sharing the video that just might happen. I think the audio we can most of the times get away with, but I think once we start.
And I never thought about it. It never even hit me. It was just such an astounding thing to watch happen. I wanted to share it with everybody. And I thought about just doing it on a call after the call, but there's only like 5 or 6 of us there. So I thought, well, I'll just go for it and see. My main concern was just being able to actually get it to work. Because I know, you got things set up a certain way and throwing kinks in it can break it. So I didn't want to break it. And plus I'm still living under those mental conditions of like Josh's computer's got squirrels running in the background and all that. And I know you've upgraded since then, so you can probably handle a lot more than that. I just didn't want to mess anything up with your setup. I never even thought about FuckTube and their bullshit. Because, I shouldn't have to fucking think about it. It's fucking music. Anyway.
Don't share my music. You can't hear my music. Don't listen to my music. It's my music. You don't get to listen to mine. Turn your ears off. Those are my notes, my chords, my music. No listening.
There was something that Zack was saying earlier that, damn it, what was it? Now I lost what he was talking about. Something about the perfection of something and how we have to have that little slight imperfection in it. Damn it. It's too early and I hadn't woke up yet. It was early.
Automation.
Right. And so, yeah, I was thinking about the article. Huh?
Automation and the self-driving cars.
Right. And just how we haven't, it was something about just the perfection of things and how that doesn't ever work for us or whatever. And I was like, probably sidetracked with a cat and waking up and just didn't quite catch it.
Well, yeah, automation.
You think about a story. Right. I read a story about, damn it, who is it now? I don't even remember which guitar player I was reading the story about. It wasn't fucking Mark Tremonti, believe it or not. It may have been like a new guy that I found or something. Anyway, he was talking about how like, it's, it's great. Actually, no, it was in that story that I dropped in this fucking pile of lettuce that we have about harmonies and things and how in Western music we have 12 notes, and in other types of music there are different harmony inversions and different scales and like microtones, and that's why we hear a song played on certain instruments from Japan or certain instruments from India or whatever, and it sounds just slightly weird and off to us, but it catches our attention because it falls outside of the norm, the expected, what our ears are expecting to hear musically. There's certain, the 1, the 3, and the 4, the 1, the 6, and the 8. There's certain things you're trained by our culture from classical music forward, from nursery rhyme songs, Mary Had a Little Lamb, whatever songs, you're trained for a certain scale, a certain approach. If you want sad, you go to a minor. If you want, dissonance, you go to a triad, whatever. We may not know the terms. We might not even know music enough to even know there are terms, but you hear it and feel it and get adapted to it. And so that when someone throws those microtones or those, the guitar that can bend from one note to another, but doesn't, like instead of a full half step bend, you do like just a 6/8 of a bend. And so you're right under the note and right above the note, and you're not really on a note, but because it's not what you're expecting, it catches your attention. And that's usually the songs that do catch your attention and become the earworm and things like that. Is there's a slight deviation from that perfection of the harmony that your mind is already looking for. And that's kind of what that story is talking about, that Pythagoras was wrong. There are no universal musical harmonies. And then it goes into all this shit that I'm rambling about right now. I'll drop the story for everybody because it's really crazy and interesting, just if you're into music at all.
Reminds me of...
Yeah, I had a buddy.
Go ahead,
Zach. Go ahead, Josh.
No, you go.
Okay. I had a buddy. I've talked about him before. One of the most musically inclined people I ever met. Learned to play piano at 4, got drums at 9, and then just magically picked up a guitar at like 17, 18 and just played with it for like a day and knew how to play the thing. Just amazing. But the one thing he couldn't do was put those little imperfections in there. That's the one thing that he just loved about the little riffs that I would make up, because I would always put a pause in somewhere and just make it offbeat just a little bit at one part to like emphasize that part.
Dude, that's what I kept telling you about Ticky Tag. Your version of Ticky Tag that's what it is about it that hits my heart and soul so deep, is that it does have a point at some areas where it's just not perfect, and it catches your heart, it catches your soul, it hooks on that thing. I don't know how to explain it. It just, to me, that's what makes it.
I think it's a lot about the way the brain works.
Yeah.
I think the human brain is always...
The other day, I just restrung my guitar.
I'm not even sure if I have that on this computer or not. Bet you I could find it on my laptop.
Appreciate that, Austin, dude. Love you. Need to get you back in here on some of these combos.
So talking about music this way reminds me of news broadcasts, because the human brain is always looking for that pattern recognition, whether it's that 4/4 time or if it's just the normal way we speak conversationally to each other. Our brains are always looking for these patterns. And that's why you'll see why newscasters have that certain cadence, because it breaks up that conversational cadence. And it makes your brain sort of get anticipatory. It kind of puts you on the edge of your seat. So now you're waiting, and your brain starts paying attention to what that person is saying. Because, well, fuck, I'm not, usually you can just kind of go into neutral and let shit go in one ear and out the other. But when they break up the cadence, you never know exactly what will be coming out next. And it makes your brain pay attention to what they're saying. And it's one of those like NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, Richard Bandler techniques, I think, that not everybody can actually see and pick up on. And one of the only reasons I would enjoy watching a few seconds of mainstream media is just to watch that neuro-linguistic programming that they do. Really crazy. Damn if we've only got about 5 minutes left of the show. It flew by.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did, even if we broke it in half or in 3/4 and a quarter. Oh, y'all be nice.
So
it's time to eat, so they're all fussy and underfoot.
Yeah.
Jocelyn from Physician Under Daddy to tell me it's time to eat. Sorry. Y'all be nice.
I want to give a quick shout out to Daryl Davis. Like, again, impeccable timing. Like, he knew exactly when to say, hey, it's headed that way. But even the time it took to get here. So, basically, when I smoke, I just use my little one-hitter, one at a time. 90% of the time. But I carry that around in one of those waterproof pill bottles. Like a little pill thing that you get from the drugstore, and just like a little keychain. I just carry it with me. That with the lighter and my one hitter. I know where it all is. But I was down to the very bottom of the bag, to the point that I even took a couple of the joints that the wife and I smoke on occasion and broke up the roaches and mixed it in just to beef it up a little bit to make sure that I'd have enough, see how long it would last me. And there I was, probably the last gram in my can, maybe less than that. And there's a package waiting for me when I got home yesterday with a badass Flat Earth Farms t-shirt with herbs so strong it'll make you realize the earth is flat.
Fucking A, that's awesome.
So I'm sure he's
I wear mine all over.
Shout out Daryl Davis, that's all. Go ahead.
I wear mine all over. Herb so strong it'll make you think the earth is flat. Nobody said anything to me yet. But yeah, that's one of my favorite shirts.
Yeah, that Hindu Skittles is right here with me, Austin.
I just cracked into some Hindu Skittles. I like it.
Well, I'm actually at the end of it. It's a very sad day.
Yeah, that's what we saved for last. That was the last ram in my can.
That's my last two. I kept it for the last little run. So there you go. I guess I need to reach out officially to Mr. Darrell myself. Well, thank you all. It was a great morning. Sorry I broke it. I was just trying to share something beautiful with y'all. Well, if it's any consolation to all those of you who may have suggested I listen to Mr. Jacob, and I didn't early on just because I'm stubborn and old, thank you. And I will be probably going to see him here in New Orleans in May. I noticed at the bottom of his video there is a concert coming. So we didn't do that, Ryan. You did that.
Love y'all. You guys have a great rest of your day. See you back here Friday.
We will see you back here Friday. And I guess I may actually have to try to reach out and see who I maybe can scrounge up. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just start throwing out a bunch of invites. See who can make it for Have No Sphere. Our Friday evening show. You can check us out here on the Iron Realm Media Podcast on YouTube. And then one of these days we will be back on the main channel, Iron Realm Media YouTube channel with the blue logo, red logo.
Unless I just broke that too. Who knows?
Exactly. We may be channelless here for the couple of weeks. You never can tell. But until then, guys, be good. Be well. Remember, we love you here at the IRONWORX and from everybody at freeworld.fm. Have a great rest of your week.